7:30 now on our Tuesday morning. This weekend may be prime time to hit the mountains, but night skiing is canceled at a major resort. That's because guests are harassing employees about masks. How Schweitzer Mountain is working to combat it up ahead.
And we're taking a look outside as rain falls here. It's snow up at Schweitzer. I'll let you know what mountains are getting how much snow and what that means for us down here.
And a now viral tweet claims that President Trump will lose benefits like security detail and pensions if he's impeached. Our Verify team looked into those claims and will share what they found this morning.
You asked us questions and now we're answering them on air. This morning we're walking you through how to find out when you could be eligible for the coronavirus vaccine.
Up with Krim begins now.
We are approaching 7:31 this morning. Thank you for joining us here on Up with Krim. A North Idaho internet provider is giving its customers the option to block Facebook and Twitter. Your T1 Wi-Fi sent an email to its customers saying they were overwhelmed with the request to censor those sites and that they initially decided to block the sites by default.
Now, this is one of the top stories that you're reading this morning here on KREM.com. There are questions of the legality of that move. Owners say they will only block the sites for customers now who ask for it. So we're talking about that story in more detail coming up in our next half hour here on Up with Krem. And boy, you have a lot to say about it this morning. I've been seeing the comments coming in when we've been doing that story. So keep those coming. You can let us know how you feel about that story.
509-448-2000 is the number to text and let us know. Dana Marie, you're going to be checking that as well all morning long, right?
Exactly. We have a lot of comments coming in on our iPad, so watching that. So we also thank people who are hanging out with us this morning and sharing us what you think.
Oh, and thank you for everyone who's sharing with us, but it's time to get to weather. We've got a lot going on in the world of weather, and it all starts with rain out your front door. You're going to notice it as you leave. No doubt about that. It's one of those cold, rainy kind of mornings, but sitting at 38 degrees here in Spokane puts us 4 degrees above where we should be for our high temperature this time of year. It's a warm one early today, and that comes as our atmospheric river brings snow to high elevations, and a cold front, the cold front responsible for that atmospheric river, brings us strong winds starting tomorrow morning. That'll be our shift in the weather pattern. Until then, it's rain and snow. And with warm temperatures, that snow level starts creeping up the mountains as we scoot through the day. We're looking at up over 4,000, even 4,500 feet later on this afternoon. And by the time we get into tomorrow, we'll start to see that shift in the weather pattern. 45 degrees here in Spokane, 42 in Coeur d'Alene today, 38 up in Sandpoint. It's rain for most low elevations today. Tomorrow, wind early on in the day. We're looking at wind gusts up near 55 miles per hour. That ushers in our new air mass, which means sun and cooler temperatures.
All right. I like that term, atmospheric river, Jeremy. Kind of lays the groundwork for how much rain we're going to see. All right, 7:33 now. This morning, the Inland Northwest is home to a new COVID-19 vaccine trial. MultiCare will test the Novavax vaccine on thousands of volunteers across the country, but 300 here in the Inland Northwest.
Yeah, looking for 300 volunteers in total, and you can learn more today during a virtual town hall.
Researchers and doctors will be able to answer any of your questions today during a town hall. It begins at 5:30 p.m. Anyone interested needs to register online beforehand.
And we can get that information right to you at your phone. All you have to do is text the word trial to 509-448-2000.
Talking about when some of you will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine and how to find out when. We asked you at home to send us some of your information, your age, your profession, and then if you have underlying health conditions, so we can help you figure it out. Now, we'll be using this chart from the Washington State Department on Health to find out when you will be most likely to be eligible. This chart breaks down the tiers by all of those categories. The first person we want to talk to about is Jennifer. She messaged us over Instagram. She's a teacher under 50 years old, so we're going to find out where she would fall. Now, from this chart, we could categorize her as high-risk critical worker under 50 who works with a lot of people, some of them who may be high risk. It looks like she would be in the B4 category and she would get her vaccine around April. However, if she was over 50, she would be getting her vaccine in February. Our second person comes from Karen. She also messaged us over Instagram. She is over 50 years old with type 1 diabetes. So based off this chart, she would get her vaccine in the phase B3 in March. This is when people with underlying conditions over the age of 16 will be eligible to get their vaccines. And the third person that sent us their information was Katie. Katie also came from Instagram. She told us she is a student in college, and we're assuming most college students are anywhere between 18 to 24 years old. So on this chart, information when she will be eligible is actually not available yet. Katie would most likely be eligible in May. The Department of Health says right here on the right, more information is expected to come soon.
Also happening today as part of the local push to get kids back in school, Spokane Public Schools is hosting a webinar for parents of 3rd and 4th graders. They will discuss the phase-in plan for those students, and it'll start at 6:30 p.m. this evening. You can find the link to the meeting on SPS's website right now.
And the Central Valley School District is discussing ways right now to bring students back to in-person learning. While an official date is still being worked out, the goal is to bring back all grade levels. Leaders say they do plan to follow guidance from the Spokane Regional Health District. And right now it plans to bring back 4th through 6th grade this month, and then 7th through 12th grades will follow shortly after. For right now, it will continue its hybrid schedule. Families will also have the choice to continue distance learning if they so choose to do so.
And coming up, we're breaking down our incoming storm. Rain for us, snow in the higher elevations, but that snow comes with a bit of a caveat. I'll let you know what that is.
And there are claims online that say the president could lose his pension, lifetime Secret Service detail, and more if he's impeached. Our Verify team is fact-checking those claims after the break.
And coming up at 8:40, night skiing is canceled this weekend at Schweitzer Mountain Resort. This is after guests harassed employees about mask rules. We'll speak with the leaders about how it impacts the resort.